Your next guest warned you about a red-hot stock a few months ago, but only if you listened. And then on Monday, Hims & Hers crashed, tanking 30% after Novo Nordisk accused the company of deceptive marketing. Hims & Hers, of course, denies it. You guys talked about it in the 1 o'clock show, Kelly. But let's find out what Herb Greenberg may have seen that others didn't. Herb, of course, a CNBC contributor. He raised a red flag on Hims back in February, and he joins us now on the Herb hotline, as we're now going to call it, by phone, to discuss. Herb, we don't know where this is going to go, and Hims & Hers says nothing went wrong. What did you see or thought you saw back in February?
Well, Brian, I consider Hims one of these stocks. I put in a bucket called the smug and the senseless, because a bunch of smug investors buy it and they bid it up, and they're really senseless, and these rises are senseless. What I saw, not just in February, but I actually started red flagging it back in May of 24. Stock has doubled since then, but the risk still exists, and there's no change in that. And that is a company that has been very dependent on really erectile dysfunction and baldness drugs. That's its core business. And then the weight loss drugs came in, and that became a plum, and the company was operating through a loophole that the FDA had.
Hold on. Let's back it up. Because those three things are fairly prevalent in America. Yes. Okay. Obesity, ED, baldness. There's probably some relationship between, I don't know. But those aren't problems that are going away. And on a serious note, those are problems that a lot of people really want to solve, Herb.
It's not solving. You can get those drugs. Look, you could always do things like get ED drugs from Mark Cuban for so much less or something like that. It's not. Those are not things you can't get. It's that people are embarrassed to go to the doctor and get treated for it. And so they can go here, they can do it telemedicine. Telemedicine is very real. What Hims has done is very real. But the real question is the compounding of weight loss drugs. And the bottom line is that's the core. That is over 50% of their business right now. And that is operating in a gray area of compounding a patented drug by personalizing it. That's the gray area. With microdoses, letting people microdose, that is the gray area here. And that's what Novo Nordisk is upset about. And the issue here is what happens if that goes away or is greatly diminished? What is happening then to its core business? And the core business, by all accounts, has been declining or decelerating. So that is something you must do as you respect the risk associated with a stock that has been squeezed to high heaven. And as I like to say, live by the squeeze, die by the squeeze. And even the technical chartists didn't see this one coming because, as is often the case with these, it's an out of left field surprise. And in this case, it was a surprise by Novo Nordisk that just a month ago did a collaborative deal with the company, and now it's turning around. So that is a big risk, Brian.